As a longtime fan of J.R.R. Tolkien's epic masterpiece, I find myself eagerly anticipating the upcoming The Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim. With its focus on the legendary King Helm Hammerhand and the events that unfolded during the War of the Eagles and Wolves, it promises to be an exciting addition to the rich lore of Middle-earth. The trailer for The Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim has sparked curiosity among fans, as they speculate whether Sauron might make an appearance in this animated feature film. Towards the end of the trailer, there's a moment that hints at the possibility of Middle-earth's second Dark Lord emerging. Intriguingly, this scene depicts an orc accumulating rings in a pouch and questioning, what does Mordor want with these rings? This movie, helmed by Kenji Kamiyama, known for Ghost in the Shell standalone complex, is an anime adaptation of J.R.R. Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings. The movie titled The War of the Rohirrim takes place 183 years prior to the events depicted in Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings films. This film acts as a prelude to Frodo's quest to destroy the One Ring. Although there are many references to the Lord of the Rings trilogy, the full cast of characters for this movie has not been disclosed yet. It is speculated that Sauron, the main antagonist from the Lord of the Rings series, might make a brief appearance in the project. The Miranda Otto, who played Awen, Rohan's shield maiden in The Two Towers and The Return of the King, narrates this film. And Sauron is looking for the One Ring in LOTR, War of the Rohirrim. The Orc's line confirms that the Dark Lord is already searching for the One Ring, and besides serving as a crucial feminist aspect, The Lord of the Rings could greatly benefit from the story presented in War of the Rohirrim. This tale hints at Sauron's for a relentless pursuit to find the One Ring, which some fans might question its significance. On the other hand, others are eagerly exploring the potential of this anime prequel's narrative. Intriguingly, a line from the trailer suggests that Mordor, where Sauron wields his power, is on a quest to discover rings across Middle-earth. Considering this, it appears plausible that this plot point will be intertwined in the narrative of Helm Hammerhand, portrayed by Brian Cox. It's well established in LOTR that Sauron will go to great lengths to regain his power and claim the One Ring. In a hidden manner, Sauron, once Morgoth's top lieutenant, resurfaces during the Second Age. His ambition was to conquer Middle-earth personally. Disguised, he forms an alliance with Celebrimbor's elven blacksmiths in Eregion, persuading them to create the Rings of Power. Unbeknownst to them, it was Sauron who secretly crafted the One Ring, the ring that would dominate all others. This eventuality sets off the War of the Last Alliance. As depicted in Jackson's films, Isildur snatches the One Ring from Sauron's grip, but fails to destroy it. The ring then passes through Gollum's possession, eventually cutting into Bilbo's hands, and ultimately leaving Frodo on a perilous mission to eradicate this corrupt artifact. And Sauron could make a cameo appearance in War of the Rohirrim, published in the 60s. I felt that is really creasy in what's happening, and the second player to their face sees, and on the prequel could strengthen its ties to the trilogy by teasing Sauron's return. After Isildur loses the One Ring, it becomes apparent that it yearns to return to its maker. Yet for thousands of years, Sauron exists as a formless, slumbering evil. As he accumulates power and constructs his forces, Sauron, from his position of authority, seeks the One Ring. The Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim, primarily revolves around Rohan's legendary king, Helm Hammerhand. The other Lord of the Rings spin-offs, such as the forthcoming Gollum movie, are more directly tied to Sauron's narrative. However, a brief appearance by Sauron could significantly enhance the continuity among different Lord of the Rings projects. As a Sauron's status during War of the Rohirrim explained, The Dark Lord is quietly rebuilding his power during the events of the anime movie. In the traditional Lord of the Rings sequence of events, it's clear that Sauron is alive during the War of the Rohirrim, but he isn't at his strongest or most powerful yet. Instead, the Dark Lord is secretly amassing his strength and forces, while also deploying agents in search of the One Ring. Since the War of Rohirrim occurred thousands of years after the story told in the Rings of Power, and only 183 years before the Lord of the Rings. It's important to note that Gollum possesses the One Ring during the events depicted in the anime film. Consequently, any appearance of Sauron would likely be a minor one due to his low profile at that time. The movie titled The Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim will hit the big screen on December 13th, 2024.